Hey everyone, today I want to make a video about how to go about a no-buy year. So this is specifically for craft supplies, but this can really apply to anything that you're trying to spend less on. I think it might even work for a no-buy year for all the things that I've seen going around, but I'm specifically concentrating on craft supplies since that's kind of like my biggest problem. I wouldn't say a problem, like I'm not like a hoarder, but at the same time, I have too much. And this is why I am doing a Craft with Your Stash challenge this year. So without further ado, let's keep this short. Number 1, this is all about unsubscribing from all newsletters that tempt you to buy new supplies. So this could be Michael's, Joann's, or other newsletters. You know, the ones that send you lots of emails and they say, oh, today only 50% off, so you like run to the store because you feel like you can't possibly get another day. And if you really think about it, you probably don't need those things. The discounts are just a little too luring. Number 2, in the same vein, I would say unsubscribe from all the shops on Facebook, Instagram, any social media that you use. Same thing, like unsubscribe from, I would say, like the Happy Planner, Michael's, or any shops that you think are really tempting. So for me, Michael's Instagram is actually not on this ban because I find it like kind of inspirational because they do post a lot of projects. So I feel like if there are accounts that specifically post mostly sales and that kind of thing, then those are kind of like the big red flags. Number 3, do not by any means, do not go into a shop to just browse. Walking into a Michael's just to like walk down the aisles and see like what's new in the yarn section is not a good idea. So why even try to tempt yourself? Stay out of the stores, you know, like unless you absolutely need to. The other day I had to go return something because I'd bought something for a workshop I was doing, and I went directly to the cashier and directly out the door, and that was perfect. So don't give in to temptation. Number 4, follow people who are doing no buys and no spends. There are lots of YouTubers and Instagrammers who are doing this kind of challenge, so go and look for them. There are no buy and no spend hashtags. People have been using the year of less hashtag because it was inspired. It's from a book that came out with that title, and a lot of people have started these no buy years. So yeah, look for these hashtags, find new people to follow. That way you keep each other motivated, inspired, and you'll make it through the year. Number 5, read books that are about no buys, minimalism, decluttering. That includes books like The Year of Less. I just read this book. It's really good. The only caveat I will say is that it is not a how-to to do a no-buy year. It is very much a personal story by Kate Flanders, and it's how she deals with her year of less and what brings her to it and her other struggles that went along during that year. So don't think that this is like a guide. This is more of like a personal story of like how this one person dealt with it and how you can do it too. I find her really, I wouldn't say inspiring so much as kind of like affirming my own thoughts of like why I do certain things. Or another book that I would recommend is, you guessed it, KonMari's The Magical, what is it? The Magic of Tidying Up. That one really helped me just learning the why you want to declutter. There's a lot of misunderstandings of what her book actually says. So I think if you actually read the book, you'll understand her main message is live your best life, whatever it means to you. And that means getting rid of the things that don't bring you joy, but also keeping the things that really bring you joy. So it may mean that you keep those 100 pencils if each pencil gives you joy. So anyway, yeah, so read books and also watch TV shows. As you know, the new KonMari show is on Netflix right now. And yeah, so I find these like really helpful for keeping you on track. Number 6, keep a running temptations list. The Miss Maker Planner is what I'm using right now for my social media and business planning. And in the back, I've included a temptations page. So far, I haven't added anything because I know that there will be new releases coming out later this year that I will definitely be writing in here, but for now, I'm keeping it blank. I think there are a couple of things that I want to add on here, like a new sticker book that came out in December, but I'm trying to think of it as not a temptation right now. And anyway, so I think I'll just write down here like all the things that I would like to buy, and at the end of the year, we'll look back on this list and see if it's really necessary. I think it'll be an interesting exercise. Number 7. This one is all about getting reacquainted with what you have. So when you go through your craft supplies or whatever it may be, put all of it together in the same place. And then, so for example, put all your pencils in one section, put all your markers in one section, and get reacquainted with just how much you already have. And it'll kind of give you a perspective on how much do you really need in addition to what you already have. And then inevitably, this leads you to number 8, which is decluttering and organizing your materials. As you saw in my sticker video, I have organized my stickers into different binders and different photo albums, etc. And I found that really helpful because once I started placing all the like type stickers in one section, I noticed how easily I was wrong about how much I had or how little I had. And it really, really clarifies what you really like also, because through that organization and decluttering, you realize you really don't like a lot of things, so you start getting rid of a lot and you stick to what really, really makes you happy. And I think it's also like with craft supplies especially, you've bought all of these really cute things or really nice things, right? So like you think, oh, I can't possibly use it because it's just too nice. But then it's there for a reason, so why not use it, right? So, well, that will lead me to number 10, but yeah, so, you know, declutter, organize, it really just brings like a whole new understanding of what you have and what you really just don't need anymore. Number 9. This is a really helpful one. Make a list of projects that you want to work on this year. So for me, I have this page in the back of my planner. This is actually in the Muji planner. And these are all the personal projects I want to work on this year. And as you can see, there are a lot of projects on here. A lot. Possibly more than I'll finish this year. But if anything, it shows me I have all the materials for these projects except for the clay flower. I may end up buying some Fimo clay this year, but I haven't decided. I mean, I already have so many supplies that I can use this year that I don't need to start a new project with new supplies. So I want to go through first all the projects that I already have the materials for and see how far I get with this list. The problem is, like with this list, I've had a lot of these projects on here for at least a year, sometimes longer, and I really would like to cross them off, right? So I'm sure if you're a crafter or maker, you have a list something like this, like very similar, where there are projects that you may have added last week, last month, maybe even last year, and I'm sure you have a few projects that are not even on the list. Like I have knitting projects that I have had on the needles for many years and I just quite never finish them. So yeah, so first complete the projects that you already have the materials for and see if that gets you through the year. And then if you don't actually want to make those projects, I find that's like an interesting exercise, is that if you find that you don't actually want to make, you know, like why do I have, you know, this cross stitch pendant with a heart? This has been on my list for probably 8 years. I had this idea many years ago, and I've never made it. But if I don't make it this year, does that mean that I actually don't want to make it? Is it just an idea in my head that I thought would be nice, but I don't actually have any real intention of actually making it? So yeah, I think it'll be an interesting exercise to try to make all these things and see what are the projects that you really want to make and which are just ideas that you thought might be nice but are not really something you really want to make. Number 10, use your stuff. Use the cute things that you bought. Make the things that you say you're going to make, and have fun with it. The idea is you want to use the supplies you already have. You bought them for a reason. You didn't mean for them to just become extra decoration in your craft room, right? You wanted to use them for some specific project, so go and make those things. Use your supplies. At the end of the year, you'll see that you'll have made so many cute things. You'll be happy that you're actually using them in something. I finally started using the really nice stickers that I've been hoarding for far too long. I've actually decorated a planner spread with the stickers that I thought were really pretty, and they are really pretty, but it felt so nice to actually use them and actually put them down, and I'll actually get to enjoy these for a week while I make my plans. I think that's just a great way to use your supplies, right? Like, you want to enjoy them. You don't want them to just stay on your bookshelf or storage. And you get to actually, I don't know, make the things that you wanted to make. You get to enjoy the things you have, and what else could you ask for, right? So that's all. That's my entire list of 10 tips for you for the next year, and I'll be using these tips, so stay tuned. I will be making some DIYs on using up the supplies I already have, and if you are joining this project, I would love for you to say hi. Leave a comment down in the comments below, and if you're on Instagram or Twitter or wherever, use the hashtag craftwithyourstash so I can find you and we can keep each other motivated. All right, thanks so much. Bye.